on CBS 46 News at 6.
We've already seen some snow in parts of North Georgia. More is on the way. By early tomorrow morning, we could see snow in metro Atlanta. I'll let you know what this could mean for Friday morning's commute.
State officials confirm college student Anitra Gunn was killed. How her friends are remembering her tonight.
This is too important. A major breakdown in communication stirring up more drama over Sterigenics.
Really flies in the face of the laws of our county.
Why Cobb County may have some serious explaining to do.
From women's heart health to family planning. Coming up, we have details on the VA's latest initiative to help female veterans.
But first, and breaking at 6, former Gwinnett County police officer Robert McDonald found guilty on all charges.
McDonald was charged with aggravated assault, battery, and violation of oath of office. He stomped Demetrius Holland's head back in 2017 while Holland was handcuffed. McDonald now faces up to 26 years in prison. He will be sentenced in 2 weeks.
Also breaking at 6 o'clock, the Georgia Bureau of Investigation has agents in Decatur right now, just moments after a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened just before 4 this afternoon on Balsam Drive. No officers were injured.
And more breaking news in DeKalb County. 7 children going to the hospital after a crash in Lithonia on South Deshawn Road. DeKalb County school officials say Lithonia High School bus number 1729 wrecked around 4 this afternoon. The injured students should be okay.
And get ready for a cold, wet night across metro Atlanta. Temperatures are starting to nosedive. They're going to be in the 30s tonight, creating the potential for black ice.
Team coverage tonight on the weather heading into metro Atlanta, as well as the current road conditions. And let's begin with Chief Meteorologist Jennifer Valdez. Jen.
And we've got 2 things we're watching for. South of I-20 and south of Atlanta, it's the rain. But in the North Georgia mountains, it's the snow. And here's a look at Brasstown Bald, and it is snowing at the state's highest park, and images like these common across most of North Georgia. Let me show you why. Winter weather advisory in effect for North Georgia, where we could see 1 to 2 inches of snow. South of I-20, no snow, but it is going to be a rain event that could lead to additional flash flooding. Temperatures in North Georgia have flirted with the freezing mark. That's where we had some snow, although that snow now tapering off. South of that, it's just been a cold rain, which is exactly what we are seeing right now. That snow pretty much over for now in North Georgia, but still seeing plenty of rain across the metro and south and east of I-85. And we do have more on the way. So although we're going to get a break here briefly, only about a 30% chance of rain at 7 o'clock, those rain chances will go up tonight. A good 50% chance of rain at 11. Notice in Atlanta, still well above freezing as we approach midnight. So just a cold rain. But by tomorrow morning, those temperatures will drop, waking up to freezing in Atlanta, 24 in LJ, 20s from Rome to Carrollton. Because of that, any residual moisture on the roads and any of that rain that has not evaporated could turn into black ice, making driving very dangerous tomorrow morning. Not only that, could see a few flurries early tomorrow morning as well in the metro area, mainly between about 3 a.m. and 6 a.m. After that, those flurries come to an end as temperatures warm above freezing, and eventually we will see some sunshine. I'll give you the latest snowfall totals, and we'll talk about how long this next dry spell will last coming up. First, we're going to head to Ayanna. Ayanna, super wet out there. It's been a messy day.
Yeah, it definitely has, Jennifer. The rain has let up a bit, but the roads are just nasty. Let's give you a live look. We are on 285 south, just past the Covington Highway exit. As you can see, traffic is moving, but since it has been raining all day, the roads are very slick. So be very cautious. And with all the rain we've been getting flash flood warnings. And one officer had to actually save people earlier this week. Take a look at this body cam video from an APD officer on Tuesday. They were dispatched to I-285 and Jonesboro Road for a weather-related hazard. And when officers arrived, you can see they found a car stuck in the ditch with water rising around it. Police tell us the driver told 911 that she and the passenger inside the car were unable to get out. But when Officer Curtin Raymond arrived and he knew exactly what to do. He sprung into action and remained calm. He rescued the 2 people out of the car and carried them individually to safety. Here is what the hero, Officer Raymond, had to say about the rescue.
It feels like it's been raining for like 40 days and 40 nights, literally. So like I said, when I got there, I knew it was raining heavily that day, but I didn't know how serious it was. So it pretty much was a shock factor almost when I saw how much water was up to the vehicle. But again, like I said, I was just reacting. I just saw them in distress, and I was just like, I had to do something. I'm actually pretty tall, so I wasn't worried because I'm like, I'm pretty tall. So I was like, I'll be able to walk through the water and get them. So that was my main concern.
I asked Officer Raymond if he knew how to swim, and he told me he was raised in the Caribbean, so he was comfortable being in the water. And of course, he tells me that he doesn't consider himself a hero. He was just doing his job. Let's send it back to the studio.
Well, did a nice job doing that job. Thanks very much, Ayanna. We want to make sure that you know about any dangerous conditions that might be on the roads tomorrow before you head out. That's why we're starting our broadcast a half an hour early. Join us right here on CBS 46 tomorrow morning from 4 to 7 a.m.
Download the free CBS 46 app to get weather alerts sent directly to your smartphone. The app is available for Apple and Android users.
New developments tonight in Anitra Gunn's death. Investigators today ruled her death a homicide. CBS 46's Brittany Miller is live in Fort Valley tonight, where a vigil for the 23-year-old just ended. Brittany.
That's right. Dozens of people were here. They just released 23 balloons for Anitra Gunn, who was 23 years old. It was a very emotional vigil here tonight. A lot of tears shed, a lot of prayers. So many people were here, family, friends, even coworkers, telling me that she used to work here at this restaurant, 1836. She had been working here since October. Sadly, though, as you have just mentioned, investigators confirmed that she was, in fact, killed. Her body was found Tuesday in a wooded area off of Greer Road, not too far from campus. That's Fort Valley State University, where she was a student. Officials say the 23-year-old went missing on Valentine's Day. About a week before that, her boyfriend, DeMarcus Little, reportedly broke her apartment windows and slashed her tires. He has been charged with criminal damage to property. We are still waiting for the toxicology report from the GBI to know the cause of death. But again, a very emotional time here as family and friends break down and remember Anitra Gunn. We are live here in Peach County. Brittany Miller, CBS 46 News.
Brittany, thank you. CBS 46 continues to update this tragic story on air as well as on our free CBS 46 app. Now all new at 6, and it's something that almost all of us did as kids during a hot summer day, drinking water out of a hose.
But a Metro Atlanta motel providing water to its guests this way? Not so much. The CBS 46 Bulldog investigating why the motel was using a hose connected to a fire hydrant. Jonathan, why were they doing this in the first place?
Well, guys, since we started asking questions, the fire hose has been replaced with something more efficient, but still, drinking from a fire hydrant? Guests of the Red Roof Inn off Highway 441 in Commerce getting their water from this fire hydrant, and up until this morning through an old fire hose. The motel telling us guests haven't noticed and they haven't tried to hide it, but a tipster called us concerned about unsafe particles in the fire hose, not to mention the hookup is utilizing a fire hydrant possibly needed for, well, a fire. Since the September water line broke, the City of Commerce telling us this has been a temporary fix and the hydrant water is safe. But this new piping was only installed today, the motel says, after we started asking questions earlier this week. And we've learned the delay in fixing this is over permitting. The state telling us tonight, however, they have given clearance to move forward with emergency work there. We will, of course, keep an eye on it for you guys. I'm Jonathan Carlson, the CBS 46 Bulldog.
Jonathan, thank you. Plans to test new emission control systems at Cobb County's Sterigenics plant have been placed on hold. State lawmakers flexed their muscles, saying no one told them about the plan. CBS 46's Carolyn Ryan has an update for us tonight on the plant's efforts to reopen and eventually get these tests done.
Well, that's right. State lawmakers and residents saying the testing of that emission control system never should have gotten the green light to begin with, and a major failure in communication and transparency may be to blame.
Sterigenics has been shut down since last October after Cobb County discovered a problem with its certificate of occupancy. The plant no longer allowed to operate or do any work on the building until the issue was resolved. Strangely, though, late last week, Sterigenics submitted a letter to the Georgia EPD notifying them of a new emission control system and that a test of that system was approved to take place today.
How would they be testing a system unless it's complete, and how could it be complete unless they had violated the permit?
The group Stop Sterigenics got wind of the planned test, and they weren't happy.
Our first call was to Representative Allen because we knew that he is so highly engaged in this. and could get other people to answer the phone.
Representative Allen was also unaware of the pending test.
We didn't know what was going on. It wasn't announced.
So who approved the test of this new system that appears to have been at least partly installed without a permit from the county? CBS 46 has learned County Manager Rob Hosick did. On January 24th, Hosick met with Sterigenics and after consulting with the EPD, approved the test to move forward. And apparently did so without notifying the Board of Commissioners, state lawmakers, or residents. Janet Rao says she's glad the test ultimately got canceled in time, but the lack of communication and transparency from our own local governments is getting old.
Crap, how did we get here again? How did this happen again? And just a level of frustration that's hard to take.
And residents thanking Representative Allen tonight, saying he was the one who ultimately was responsible for getting this test postponed. For more exclusive details on this developing story, go to CBS46.com. Carolyn Ryan, CBS 46 News.
An Atlanta police officer's wife denied bond after investigators say she killed him. Investigators say Tamara Lawrence shot and killed Stanley Lawrence Wednesday night in Riverdale. The 58-year-old worked for APD for 30 years. Police Chief Erica Shields releasing a statement saying that she and her officers are saddened by Lawrence's death. New at 6, Forest Park Police releasing a sketch of the man accused of attacking an 80-year-old woman and her daughter inside a grocery store.
Take a good look at the image you see on your screen. It is a composite sketch. Investigators say this guy attacked the pair 2 weeks ago. It happened at the Wholesale Food Outlet on Jonesboro Road. You see the man attack Kathy Malone and her daughter.
Happening tonight, a handful of Metro Atlanta shelters are going to be preparing to open, and they're going to give people a warm place to sleep as temperatures drop to near or below freezing. The shelters include the Salvation Army on Marietta Street, as well as the Donna Center, which houses single women.
And those shelters much needed. We're dropping to the 20s and 30s tonight. And you probably thought today was cold and miserable, because it was, but it's only going to get colder. Right now, 41 in Atlanta, upper 30s from Gainesville to Canton to Rome. So across the metro and most of North Georgia, this has been a cold rain throughout the entire afternoon. The snow has been confined to the North Georgia mountains, where we've seen about 1 inch to 2 inches of snow. We still have more on the way, although we are starting to get a little bit of a break here on CBS 46 Pinpoint Radar. In fact, all that snow we saw across the North Georgia mountains not falling right now, and even that cold rain starting to move east of Atlanta right now. We are going to get a small break here as this moisture moves east, but watch what happens as we head through the evening. That moisture redevelops. So we will get a break around 7 to 9 p.m. But after that, more rain moves in. Temperatures still above freezing in Metro Atlanta. So at 10 o'clock, still a cold rain. But as temperatures start to drop in East Georgia, could start to see a little bit of a rain-snow mix. Then as we head into the evening and overnight hours, we dry out for a bit as temperatures start to drop. By 4 a.m., could see a few little areas of rain here mixed with snow over Metro Atlanta, especially as those temperatures drop. We'll get down to 31 in Rome and Carrollton by 4 a.m., freezing in Canton, and those temperatures will continue to drop by 7 a.m., 20s from Carrollton to Rome, 31 in Canton, very close to freezing in Atlanta. And those flurries will be very light, no accumulations expected, but a bigger concern is all of that rain we had today. All of the rain that does not evaporate, which most of it will not because it won't stop ending until late tonight, could refreeze and turn to black ice. So black ice, a big concern for tomorrow morning's commute. Good news is after about 9-10 a.m., temperatures will be above freezing and all of that black ice will melt. As far as those totals go, Northeast Georgia, 1 to 2 inches of snow. Then early tomorrow morning, could see a few flurries in Atlanta. No accumulations expected, but you may see a little bit of snow on your windshield early tomorrow morning. That winter weather advisory only for the mountains until 1 a.m. That's where we could see those 1 to 2 inches of snow. That will make driving difficult and slippery, especially with that black ice developing overnight. So here's what we're tracking. Snow in the North Georgia mountains tonight. Not in Metro Atlanta, at least not right now, but Friday morning we will see a few light flurries mixing with light showers in Metro Atlanta. No accumulations expected. The bigger issue is that black ice that will develop overnight and it will impact Friday morning's commute. So if you can, come in a little later, that's going to be your best bet. After 9 or 10 a.m., that's when we'll be above freezing, and any of that ice should melt. Once that ice comes to an end, once we get above freezing, once the rain is over and done with, we've got a really nice day. That sun will return. We'll be in the mid-40s, still chilly, but at least we'll see sunshine in the afternoon, and then we'll keep it through the weekend. Sunny on Saturday, partly cloudy on Sunday. A dry weekend. That sounds amazing. It won't be very long-lived, though, because we do have more rain in the forecast arriving on Monday with more rain Wednesday night into Thursday. Time to check